Alright guys, welcome back again to the channel. Back to let you know what is happening right now in the camp of the Super Eagles. Of course, you guys know what time it is. It's time for us to play in the finals of the World Cup qualifying series, the playoffs. And this match is going to be against DR Congo. As mentioned before, 8 p.m. is the time, Nigerian time. And it's going to be winner takes all in this encounter. No backseas, no second chances, no do-overs. It's just a very simple task, but also a very difficult one. Win your game and then proceed to the next stage, which is the intercontinental playoffs. And if we win our game today, which by God's grace I hope it happens, we will now fix a date for next year. That's in March 2026, where we'll be competing with 6 other teams from different parts of the world. You know, we have like CONCACAF, which governs the North America. We have the CONMEBOL, which governs the South American. The Oceania, which governs the Oceanian region like Australia, New Zealand, etc. So one team will be selected from Africa, which will now be Nigeria if we qualify tonight, and then one from Asia, 2 from CONCACAF, that's the North America, then 1 from CONMEBOL, that's the South America, and then 1 from Oceania, that's New Zealand, Australia, etc. So all of these combined together will give us 6 teams, you know. And then among these 6 teams, there's just 2 World Cup tickets left for them to vie for. And the 2 highest ranking teams in the FIFA rankings will automatically advance to the finals, 2 separate finals actually, in the Group A and the Group B. That is, for example, if Nigeria wins tonight and qualifies, we rank we have a very decent ranking, you know, compared with other teams in this playoffs, because we rank the 41st in the FIFA ranking, and that's a very decent ranking when you compare us with all the other people here. So by default, we will be seeded to go in the final of this international playoffs. The only team that ranks above Nigeria is Panama, because they rank 31st, you know. So Nigeria will automatically go into one of the 2 finals that's available in the international playoffs. So what we just need to do is to win the game tonight, and then go to the final, play one more game, win it, and then grab the World Cup ticket. I hope you guys understand this, but let's just move on to what we have today. Of course, Chelle has now, you know, told the boys that they should not celebrate yet, because they haven't won anything, they've not achieved anything, you know. So the boss says this because of, you know, the fact that we defeated Gabon on Thursday 4-1, and obviously everybody in Nigeria celebrated it, the fans and even the players. I think they did a little bit of dancing in the dressing room just to kind of celebrate the victory. But Chelle has now come out to call the boys' attention, you know, to reality, and he has now told them that you don't have to celebrate right now. You don't have the right to celebrate because you've not achieved any milestone yet. The only time he permits them to celebrate is when they achieve a certain milestone. For example, the game tonight, if we win the game tonight against DR Congo, then we have reached a milestone, which is that we've qualified as the only country in Africa to represent Africa in the world stage. That's actually a milestone, but it's not the end of it, you know, because in March we will still come out and play. But at least if we win tonight's game, Chelle would view it as an achievement, as a milestone, but not with the victory, you know, over Gabon, because that's just like half of the job done. So this is basically what the coach has now come out to say, and he has very much hammered on the fact that he needs his defenders to be fighters, to be champions, to be you know, to have their minds in the game every single minute, every single second, so that they don't lose guard and concede goals out of mistakes. I let you guys know in the previous video that he was not happy with the goal that we conceded. He would have loved the clean sheets over Gabon. and but then we went on and considered in the 9 minute, and that timing of the goal that we considered was something that he didn't really like very much, and the manner that the goal came. So he has definitely worked on that aspect, and he wants his team to play better to impress him much more than they did in the last game. But just to move away from that, guys, William Joseko has also come out to something that makes us understand the boys' mentality right now. And for him, if he says that the team is a very large group that has a lot of talents, and that they have their minds all set to qualify to the World Cup 2026. He says that just a few of them have only tested the World Cup, which was in 2018. I think just him and Iwobi, and give or take one or two others, had done it. But he says that the hunger is there. The hunger is there for all of the players, and the ones that have not gone to World Cup, they want to also play in the World Cup and test it for the first time. So there's no shortage of motivation. There's no shortage of inspiration and desire to actually get these tasks done. So that's what he said. And so he said we have a large group of players here, 24 of them, out of which only about 4 of us have been to the World Cup in 2018. There is that adrenaline flowing in their system to go to the World Cup, and I see it as a big motivation for us to conquer on Sunday. There's no doubt that the Congolese will be a big challenge. They got here because they are tough and ambitious and also want to go to the World Cup. So that's how he said it. And obviously, it's the truth. Nobody is a pushover. Congolese side will also come smelling blood. They would want to do everything that they can do to make sure that they are the ones that will go out there at the world stage to represent Africa. But let me just go straight and give you guys the predicted lineup for me that I feel that Coach Shelle will also come out to play today. So I think he's going to play in a 4-4-2 formation. I think he's been able to stick with that one. We saw that in the last game against Gabon, and then also in the last 2 games against Benin Republic. He won those games comfortably, scoring 8 goals in those 2 games, conceding just one. So I think he's probably going to continue in that formation since he's getting the result. So in the goalkeeping area, Stanley Nwabali, of course, gets the nod. And then the defense, I'm thinking, he's going to retain the backline that we had, or maybe just bring in Semi Ajayi, who's now ready and available to play this game, unlike the previous game that he was suspended. But I think he's going to, stick with the last formation from last game. Gavin Bassi and Benjamin Frederick pairing in 5 and 6. And then about to say somewhere in 2. And then we'll see Zaidu Senusi in the 3 position. And then the 4 midfielders, Wilfred Ndidi and Alex Iwobi, will of course continue in that midfield role, with Ndidi playing more central to that deep area of the midfield. Of course, the fact that Ndidi is going to be available for this game is really, really nice to see, because CAF has said that the previous yellow cards will not count. So Alex Iwobi will stay in front of him, and then we see the likes of Ejike playing on the right flank, and then we have Ademola Lookman on the left flank. And then for the 2 strikers, Victor Osimhen and Ako Adams, I think will retain their partnership because they've been doing absolutely fantastic in the last 2 games, and I see them continuing in that manner. Lots of changes will be made. We have a lot of quality players in the bench. Bruno Nyemechi, Onyedika, Chukwueze, Moses Simon. All these guys are very talented, and they might come in at some points in the game. Depends on the flow of the game, the momentum, what needs to be done, and what doesn't need to be done. So that's what I think is going to happen. And then for the scoreline prediction, I'm very optimistic for this game tonight. And then I'll go with the Super Eagles of Nigeria defeating DR Congo 3-1, just like I predicted in my last game. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be anything but easy for the boys. But that's my own opinion. Let me know what you think about it, your formation for this game, and also your scoreline prediction for the match. That's the update, guys. Of course, in a few hours we are going to see the lineup come out, and then we'll get to see the boys that Coach Chelle trusted to start the match.